What's going on, guys? Rolandas here, back with another exciting video. Today we're gonna discuss hair transplant growth timeline. I've seen this picture circulating on the internet quite a lot. I decided to have a look at my personal hair transplant growth timeline and see if it's comparable actually. Some people are saying it's accurate, some people are saying it's completely inaccurate, so let's find out. Okay, let's start from month number 1. This is me at 1 month mark. As you can tell, pretty bald. Heavy shading is happening at this stage. Month number 2, you see there's much less hair in there, but the ones that remained kept growing, so they look a little bit longer, but they're still really thin. Month number 3, as you can see in this video, there is a little bit growth start to happen. So many tiny hairs are sprouting at this point, but they're like in a random pattern. You cannot really see the defined line of the hairline, for example, or whatnot. But according to the table, at month 3, I'm supposed to have 10% of my final result, and the hair is supposed to be wispy, short, colorless, and thin, obviously. I think it's pretty accurate. This was month number 4, and again, the hair that didn't shed to begin with is getting pretty long, but the other ones are still sprouting. It's really like nothing defined. I still have a lot of, redness, so this redness itself shows the recipient area, as you can see in this picture. But according to the table, month 4, 20% of the result. Pretty accurate at this stage. Month 5, that's when the magic starts to happen. This is the time frame for me personally when I notice the biggest, let's say the quickest and the biggest improvement in terms of new hair sprouting all over the place. And according to the table, month 5 is 30% of the result, but I believe at month 5 is so much more than 30%. Just look at it. A lot of them, they still didn't sprout, but there is I would say in my opinion, it's a good 50% of hair already sprouted at this point. So at month 5, we had a lot of major improvement of new hair sprouting. And at month 6, there is a little bit more, but the hair that already sprouted last month, they're looking so much thicker and stronger, and obviously they're growing longer. So again, according to the timetable, it should be 40% of final result. I believe at this stage it's around 60 to 70% of hair sprouted, but the hair are getting thicker and longer and stronger, that's no doubt about it. If you're gonna compare month 5 and month 6 side by side with this particular angle, you can clearly see the hair is much thicker, it obviously got much longer. Some hairs are getting even darker, which is great as well. And one important factor that this timeline is saying that the hair can be wiry. And this is actually really true. Don't want to be manipulated in any way you want. So I remember I had a lot of struggle to style it in one way or another. Of course, they're pretty short to style to begin with. Month 7 looks even better. Hair is obviously much longer and looks pretty good already at this stage, to be honest. In my opinion, around 70 to 80% of hair already sprouted, and the remaining 20 to 30% of hair that didn't sprout yet are mainly gonna come from the multiple grafts. Which means if you go the triple graft, again, 2 hairs gonna be sprouted already, and 1 more supposed to come out in the next upcoming months. And again, I discussed it already on my previous update on my hair transplant journey. I believe it was 9.5 months, and where I clearly show the pictures with the close-ups where you can see that the triple hair graft, for example, and 2 of them are nice, strong, thick hair, and the third one is super fine and kind of wispy still, so which clearly just sprouted recently, so it has still to mature. So basically that's why people are saying that it takes at least 12 months to see a final result. And again, putting them side by side, month 6 and month 7, hair is getting thicker and stronger, longer, obviously. Overall density at month 7 is really good. So according to this timeline, it says you have a 50% of your final result, but in my experience, and many more other people can probably say the same, that it's not necessarily true. If you compare your visual final result, what people see actually, I would say it's roughly around 80%. And because the majority of the improvement is happening inside those, double, triple quads, and it's not as much hair, new hair gonna, grow and mature. So it's not gonna give you a huge visual boost, but it's still around 20% give or take. Month 8 was one of the best months. I remember I was super happy with my result, what I've got at that point. The length was not too long, not too short. It was kind of in the middle, which was quite great. Of course, not all the hairs are, you know, like fully matured and everything, as we discussed before, but it already looks so much better and fuller and thicker. And again, according to the timeline, we're supposed to have like, what, 60% of the final result. And at this stage, I would say it's around maybe 85 to 90%. It's not a huge boost, but it's definitely an improvement. And hair is still wiry, it's still kind of relatively difficult to style it, so argan oil was a huge help. A lot of conditioner when I was washing my hair as well helped to kind of manage it. And if you put side by side again, you can see more improvement. The hair is darker. That's the first thing that catches your eye. The hair is like much darker, and some of the hair they get already this like softness. They start to look like a normal hair, like not a hair transplant, because at first the hair is like kind of like coarse and wiry or something. And of course, month 9, that's one of the last updates that I had so far on my hair transplant journey. And again, if you compare side by side, the biggest basically difference, you see that the hair is just getting longer. You don't really see much like improvement overall, like a visual improvement at this case. So that's what I'm saying. Like the visual full result, it's like around 90%. There is still gonna be more happening in the next at least 3 months. According to timeline, we're supposed to see 70% of result, but in my perspective, it's around 90%. But the good thing about 9 months is that the hair start to kind of getting much softer and lighter, and kind of it's much easier to manipulate. It's still not perfect, don't get me wrong, but it's so much easier compared to what I had on month 7 and month 8. And no, it's not because of the hair length. Overall, the hair quality is much better. It feels something closer to how it is in the donor area, and that's basically what the timeline says as well. If you compare hair from temporal area, look how thick it is, and compare it to hair that is like from the kind of front of the hairline, not the very front, but a bit further, how wispy it is. You see, it's kind of long already, but the difference in hair diameter, it's so big that, you know, you can clearly see the difference in the color even. So that's what I'm talking about. And this is so far my journey. Very soon, by the end of the week, I'm gonna start filming my 10th month update on my hair transplant journey. Obviously, as always, gonna be all close-ups and everything, and we're gonna be able to compare more. So to recap, the biggest improvement you can see from a hair transplant is between month 4, 5 and month 8, let's say. So the timeline is going like that. Up to month 3, there is no improvement. Then month 4 going up, month 5, it's going like really up, and then month 6, month 7, month 8, and then slowly plateaus a little bit. And then month 8, month 9, it still goes up, but it doesn't go as quickly. So you're not gonna be able to see as much improvement, or let's say visual impact. But again, it's worth mentioning that every single person is growing in a different stage. So don't get caught into this and try to, you know, compare to me or to any other person. Compare yourself to yourself. Check the pictures, put them side by side, month 4, month 5, month 6, etc. And compare them, and you're gonna notice that there's improvement. There is steady improvement happening. So what do you think, guys, about this timeline? Did you have something similar to mine? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below how was your timeline, and if it's comparable to mine or it's comparable more to the like actual timeline in this famous picture that's circulating on the web. As always, like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.